Welcome back to Box of Delights and welcome to the demonstration of Perdition's Mouth Abyssal Rift. The first thing that attracted me to this game was the artwork here on the cavern setup. I'm just going to demonstrate gameplay. I'm not going to teach you too much about the rules, just demonstrate how the thing plays with a kind of simulated scenario. There's a number of different maps that you'll get in the game. This is number 6, a small nest, and each map has a set of different scenarios that come with them. There's a backstory and some setup instructions. I've kind of modded around the practice scenario a little bit, put some different enemies in just to reflect the different kind of things you're going to see in the game. But this was Learn Your Limits, the practice game. The rest are part of a campaign, because this plays, you can play a single mission, a single scenario, or you can play campaigns where you complete one level and then the heroes regroup before healing up and going on to the next scenario. These are only demo components. I've pulled out 3 heroes here. I don't actually have the hero decks that match. Each hero has its own deck of cards, so I've just kind of matched them up as closely as I can. We've got a human, a dwarf, a halfling, and this is our party. I'm playing solitaire. You can play really a minimum of 2 heroes. It recommends 3 heroes playing solitaire, and you can kind of have this ghost. If you want to play just 2 heroes, you can kind of have a ghost that reflects the third. It's very much a tactical miniatures game. The designer tells us it's hard to complete each scenario, but this one shouldn't be too difficult except for the extra monsters I've put in. Our objective is to come in through the entrance here of the small nest, rescue this poor human and make it to the exit. This is a line of sight marker. I've just used it to record where my exit is, just to highlight where I'm going. But there will be a piece of fishing line that comes out of here, and that will help you with line of sight. It's a neat little trick, but you can see it's got some height on this meter, and that should help you resolve issues like, you know, clipping through objects or walls to see whether you've got line of sight. So this is our objective, this ladder down to the next level in the dungeon. There's a number of different enemies on the map. Your scenario will tell you where they go at the start. This is our entrance. Our heroes are going to begin here. We've got various cards around the place. There's a treasure chest here that might be useful to go for, and these are treasure cards that reveal what's inside. What else? We've got a reference card here. Then actions wise, we have this rondel which you'll use to pick your actions. Now the idea of this is that you're not making, you know, the same action each turn. So the way they've done it, kind of as you're playing as a group as well, and it's kind of adds this kind of cooperative element. You know, that age-old problem of how do we make players cooperate. Each one of these actions can only be populated by a number of dots here. So for example, the first player, which is going to be Bastion, our human, starts the game here on the move. Now you can see there's space for all 3 heroes to do a move action. The next section round clockwise is where the next player starts. This is special. So you can't be doing your special every turn. You've got to do a rotation around. Yeah, and you could kind of think that a turn, I guess, has a new dimension, because one rotation might be what might be in other games a traditional turn. But of course you can make different actions on the way. The next player starts at any spot forward of this. Let's just put them on the attack spot. You'll see this in operation once we get going. There's a similar rondel for the enemy, so their token starts here. I've just used a glass bead. You'll have a proper token, and I think a pointer here for the threat level. The threat level starts at the number of heroes in the game, 3. So we move our marker 3 spots, 1, 2, 3, plus 1 for each level of the scenario. This is a level 1 scenario, so we'll just move it 1 more spot. And as you see, as this goes up, the threat level goes up. And just like the heroes, this rondel is going to be controlling the enemy actions. Okay. Moving over to look at the hero sheets then. Each hero has a number of starting health, so we've got 6, 4 and 2. And then this meter will track their health as they get damaged. Where it's lined up to is the number of action points they'll have. Okay, so we start at 6 for the human, which means he has 6 action points, a range of 1, fighting of 4, defense of 4, whereas the dwarf Lazabal starts at 4, so he has 4, 1 to 2 range, 2 hits, 2 defense, and then finally our halfling starts at 2, and you can see he has a different track. It's 2, 1, so not so many hit points available. Each hero may have an innate ability that's always there, and it says at the beginning of the level, draw a response card. If it has this eye on it, the god has granted you the amulet to take, and you go and search for that in the treasure deck. And then you have a special ability, which is the one with this purple icon. Simmer's is banish. Move all enemies in a cone-shaped area of effect up to 4 squares away from you. I'll show you that in action. As we're starting out though, let's check Simmer's ability. So this is the response deck just here. So we draw a card, and we're looking for a card with an eye on it. Yes, excellent. So that means we'll create a discard pile. We get this amulet from the treasure box. Blessed amulet of the true god. There we go. This is what it looks like. So Simmer starts with this. It says on your own turn, or when defending, you can redraw each of your response cards once. You have to accept the second one if you do. Excellent. And then each player starts with a different hand size, potentially. So Bastion starts with 4 cards, Lazabal 5, Simmer 5. They've got a maximum hand size of 6, 7, 7. So it's 4 for Bastion. Maximum hand size of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these things are going to be granting me numbers and icons. Okay? And these kind of reflect the character of the hero. Now remember, these cards don't belong necessarily to the heroes I'm playing. It's just to demo the game. Let's kick off then, and we'll begin with the hero turn. Now you can take the turn order however you wish, right? So between you, decide who's going to go first. I'm going to start with Bastion, our human. He's standing over here at the entrance to the level. None of our heroes are in the level yet. They can only enter the level by taking a move action. So until we've moved, we can't do anything else, alright? So move is what we're looking for. Remember, we're going to use the rondel to control our actions. And the idea, remember, is like the ability to take actions is kind of like one rotation of the rondel, okay? And the things that we decide to do on the way around, okay? So we can't defend. We can do a bit of defense, and then we have to kind of use our action points to move around the rondel until we can defend again. We've got complete control over this, but the point is that, you know, that you're exhausted from defending and you can't do it again until you spend more action points to get there. You can do other stuff, so you can move, defend, attack, defend, and so on. So it's pretty neat, okay? A nice little mechanism to control that turn order. I really like it. Okay, Bastion, he's here with 6 health. He's got 6 action points to spend. And remember, we're going to spend them to move around the Rock of Destiny and take actions. So we're here at the moment, so we can't take this action. You have to move at least 1 and take the action. Now I can't move here because there's only 1 spot. So I'm going to move 1 action point to... It doesn't cost anything to skip this one. So 1. And I'm going to move on to this one. 2. I could head for the charge. All our enemies right now are over here. Okay, so I'm going to stick there on sprint. So that's used two of my 6. I've got 4 action points left. And what I'd quite like to do is head up towards this nest. I don't want to go rushing in too fast. I want to get everybody in, helping each other before we go too far ahead. So it's going to cost 1 movement to get in here, and I've got 4 left, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I could head up into here. Yeah, I kind of like that. There is some rubble here next to this nest. That's going to cost me extra movements to get into. And this is deemed a threatened square. Every square adjacent and diagonal from an enemy is considered a threatened square, and that costs an additional 1 to move out of. And this is where you can add cards from your hand. So for example, I've got 4 action points left, so that's going to allow me to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. You can't move diagonally, so I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. If I wanted to move up further, I could add some to my hand, but I don't want to just yet. I want to just get everyone in there, and I think Bastion's going to take the lead a little bit. So let's, with the sprint I might get an extra bit of distance. So I'll save my cards. Now this icon here says we start moving, we draw a response card, and we're going to add that onto our remaining action points. I'm going to draw a response. It's just a 1. Okay, so that's we had 4, now we've got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're going to stand here. Next up, I'm going to play a Lazabal, so he's going to take his turn now. I quite like him to sprint up alongside Bastion, or in behind him perhaps. Well, you can see he's got fewer action points, he's only got 4. So we're going to use 2 of those to sprint. 1, 2. And again, I don't think I'm going to use any of my cards, no. So we'll go, so we've got 2 action points left. We're going to draw a response card. Oh, it's a 1 again. Actually, that's alright, because I'm just entering. So it's 1, 2, 3. So we're going to sneak in beside Bastion here. Actually, what I should have done was move those 2 here. Let's do that. I know I'm cheating a bit, but I want to demo. I want to demo what I'm doing. Okay, so it's Simmer next, and he's going to move. Yeah, let's do that. We've got to be careful of all the terrain you see. Okay, Simmer has quite a lot of action points actually. He has 7. So we're going to move round to the charge. So let's skip this one. 1, 2, and that allows us to move and attack. So with 5 action points left, I'm going to move in. So 1, 2, at least move with 3, and now I'm going to attack. Simmer's only got an attack of 2. Those 3 action points don't help us in any way. When you're doing a regular attack with the regular attack action, then you can use 2 action points to boost your attack by 1. But we can use cards from our hand. So I think I might use this wild swing. That's going to give us 6 plus one response card draw. Actually no, let's try something else. Let's just use our rage. Our rage for 2. And with a Lazabal standing next to us, he can offer unimpeded assistance. And what he's going to do is offer his poison dagger. So that's going to give us 2 plus a response draw. Yeah, let's do that instead. So that's 2 plus 2 plus 2, that's 6, plus a response draw. Oh, a 1. 7. Remember, we're attacking the nest. So here's the enemy stats. There's 2 cards here. We've got one for standard, okay, and one for hard. So you can see that the strength of the enemies will go up. Let's play with standard for now. I'll let you take on the hard ones. So here's the nest. It has a defense of 2. So our 7 has got to beat their 2, but they're going to draw a response card and add it onto this 2. So that's 7 versus 2 plus... Oh, 4. Oh, I'm glad I played that range. That's 6 versus 7. Yes, we've hit the nest. So it takes 1 hit. You can see that a nest has 3 hit points. We've got to hit this thing 3 times. This is an insect nest, so we don't like it because it causes things to spawn from there. Now it's the enemy's turn, and this is how it works. We draw a response card. We check to see if it has an eye. It does. This means things are going to happen up here in the reserves. We have a primary spawn area and a secondary spawn area, and finally a reserve. Now for the practice, it was no enemies in the reserves, but I put one guard in there. And what you do when you see this eye is you move one of your reserves to the primary spawn and one of your reserves to the secondary. If you haven't got enough, then you just move as many as you can. So we've got one guard moving to the primary spawn area. Okay. What else have we got here? We've got a summoner, a bone worm, the secondary says an acolyte and a Cheline. Well, actually I've put a Ratika and another bone worm. I was just changing things up a bit for my own sake. Now we have to move the enemy peg on their watchstone. So if we'd drawn a 4, this would have moved 4 spots clockwise. As it is, we drew a 0, so this isn't going to move. Instead, we're going to take the action here, which is the attack icon. Incidentally, these are the spawn points when new enemies appear. So now our enemies are going to attack anyone within line of sight. Using standard, I'm going to check their ranges. So here we go. The nest has a 0 range and a 0 attack, so that nest is not going to do anything. The Cheline has a range of 2, and then we have guards and summoners with range 1 to 3, 1 to 6. I don't think this is going to hurt us. Here's our summoner with a range of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he can't reach us, can't see us from there. And he's not. We're not even in line of sight because there's a wall in the way. So they're out of the way. This thing's got a range of 0. And our Cheline here only has a range of 2. 1, 2. Yep, we're still out of range of this fella. So nothing happens here and we're ready to go again.